Yo, everybody, what's up? What's going on? My name is Caleb Smith. I'm the host of the 3 Milli Podcast. You guys are tuned in for another edition of the Millennial Masterclass. About to get my man Rich in there right now. Let me pin this comment real quick, and then I'm about to join you. Gotta pin this real quick. Get this show on the road. All right, about to send it right now. Hey, what's
Yeah.
going on with you, man?
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Good, good. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Coming onto the platform. Thank you.
You already know, man. How you feeling today?
Good, man. No complaints. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I just got off of work a little while ago, so I'm just relaxing at the crib, man. You know.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Grinding during the quarantine, man.
Right. You got to, man. You got to.
I hear you. I hear
Yeah.
you, man. Shout out to Drew as well, man. Everybody who's coming
Okay.
in. Shout out to everybody.
Tapping in. My homegirl Oz tapping in. Okay.
Love, love,
Yeah.
love. Man, starting off everything that you have going on with the Aware brand, I love it. Shout out to Drew. Everything that y'all are doing, I love. How did all that start when it comes to awareness, when it comes to fashion? How did you guys think of creating that and then merging knowledge with fashion at the same time?
Yeah, man. So a lot of people don't might not know, but me and Drew, man, we've known each other since we were like single digits, bro. Like,
Wow.
yeah, we grew up in the same building, man, in New York. So we've just always been like we've always been those dudes who were like we were into clothes, we were into art, we were into music, and then as we got older, we got into the knowledge, you know what I mean? So around, like with the police killings and stuff, the police killing black men and women as well, we were just like really frustrated, like, yo, why is this shit like, you know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
what can we do to kind of control, our reality a little more, right? Because we felt out of power, right? Because like,
Mm,
you get pulled over, like you might get clipped, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
we're just like, yo, what do we do that we can make some money together and that we could do something that really speaks to who we are, change our immediate world and the world at large. So Drew, man, Drew's a visionary, man. For anybody
Yeah.
who knows Drew, man, like this guy has ideas all day, right? So he was talking about, man, he had these two words in mind. He had awareness in his mind and consciousness. So I was like, yo, aware, that sounds fire,
Yeah,
bro.
I love that.
Yeah. So from that on, we just started working that out. Like, yo, how do we do this, man? So we started with hats.
Yeah.
We were selling hats, and we didn't have a website. We didn't have like an Instagram, nothing. We just me and Drew rocking our hats, our wear hats. You know what I mean? And then people were just like, "Yo, what is that? What is that?" So we just like we started selling it from there, man. And then here we are today.
Oh man, that logo, I love it so much. How'd you guys even come up with that? With the eye, the heart, like the
Yeah,
sun rays, all that stuff. Like how'd that happen?
yeah. So when we were talking about self awareness, we were like, okay, so if we're gonna make this like a brand, right, we got to make it kind of like cohesive, right? Like what is it? What's the mission, right? So we talk
Yeah.
about self love. So in trying to make a logo, we had a heart logo kind of before, um, but we didn't really like it, right? So like we're
Mm,
always, like we're creatives. We're always trying to like figure out how to refine the vision, how to
yeah.
get better at things. So we were just brainstorming. I was sketching things out, and we're just brainstorming, sketching things out. I don't like that. Looking at symbols. There's actually there's a Adinkra symbol, West African symbol that it looks similar. It served for a lot of inspiration for us. It's a symbol for I think it's the universe. Uh,
Oh,
Kojo Baden, I think it is, but that served as some of the inspiration for the logo, man. So we had an old logo, and then we got with Omar. Omar's on our team too. I don't know if you know Omar. He's our director of design.
okay.
Yeah, so um, the three of us is like it's like a trinity, yo, for real.
Mm, yeah.
So we brainstormed things, and we just wanted to make the logo not look like a stock image. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like we want to
yeah.
make it more original. So um, I sketched a little something, what I mean, and then he came up with this.
Hard.
Yeah, yeah,
Love it, man. y'all work so hard, and I can only imagine as entrepreneurs when you're probably working a job and you're
Yeah.
doing this on the side. So if you could just like let us into what you guys do, like how much work do you guys really have to like put in on pretty much like a day-to-day basis overall?
Yeah, man, definitely on a day-to-day basis. So with the three of us, you know, we everybody has their own like crazy schedules, right? So we try to
Mm-hmm.
we definitely have like Mondays at 5 is like a Wear brand team meeting. We got to talk about, you know, ideas and what we have to do as the for the business, you know, whether it's scaling the business, whether it's Instagram posts, whether it's, you know, the Aware conversations that we're doing now or the
Yeah,
Sunday, you know, so we talk about all that stuff on Mondays. We try to really brainstorm and flesh ideas out that we can carry out, you know, throughout the week and throughout the month, throughout the year. So that's locked in. Mondays, like
yeah,
you all know, like yo, Mondays, yo, we gotta do our call, yo, like you know what
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah,
And talk all throughout the week. You know what I mean. Anytime somebody's inspired by something, anytime somebody sees something, you know, that speaks to them, you know, we have a chat. You know, we have a chat going. Yeah, we've had a chat for a long time before Omar became a part of the team. You know what I mean? We had a chat. So yeah, you know, constant communication, man. That's the only way, you know, you're gonna make it work, man. You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's big facts, bro. What's the importance of having a team? Because, like you said, with you, Drew, Omar's like that holy trinity. So, what's the
Yeah.
importance of having a team? Because, as you know, we can't do everything by ourselves.
Yeah, it's true. And it's like having a team and then like knowing what you're good at, right?
Mm,
Like I have a certain skill set, you know, Drew has a certain skill set, Omar has a certain skill set. So it's like being really good at what you do and pushing yourself to get better at what you do and bring that to the team, you know, and putting your ego to the side where
facts.
you know where your partner might not see something the way you do and might challenge you on your vision. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you got just take it as a challenge. You know what I mean? Explain what it is that you see. You
yeah,
know that we can all understand. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
putting your ego to the side is a big one. You know, when working with your team.
Yo, I feel that, man. Because, like, even myself, that's something as well. Like, me and my friends, like, when we create and edit these videos and things like that, like, people
Yeah.
have to have, like, you know, like a certain vision. So,
Facts.
for yourself, like, when do you guys know what's right in that creative direction and what's wrong? Because everybody has, like, their own opinions.
Yeah.
So, when do you guys know, all right, we should probably go with that direction?
Yeah. That's yeah. Because we do hash it out sometimes, man.
Yeah.
um, it all goes back to like what's the brand about? You know what I mean? That's
Mm,
why it's so important to know what your brand is about from the beginning, right? So that
yeah.
everything should align with the vision of what the business is for. You know what I mean? Like our thing is about self awareness, self love, right? So that's
Yeah.
easy. We could touch on different types of awareness, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then when we get into how we want it to look, you know, we always just share images with each other, right? Like, yo, I saw this fire image, right? So like I'll
Yeah.
send it to the chat and then we'll talk about it. Or Drew will send something fire, or Omar will send something fire. And
Yeah.
just that it's like that constant brainstorming process. You know what I mean? Talking about like, yo, why do you like this? Or like, nah, I don't really like that. That's just kind of whack. But like, why do you think it's whack though? You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
fire, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
Right.
just trying to figure that out so that we can unify our vision, you know what I mean, for the brand.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that, man. So speaking on creating, what's that creative process for you? Like when do you get into that groove? Like what do you have to do? Do you relax for a bit? Like how do you brainstorm?
Yeah. I guess it depends on like what it is, right? So
Mm.
one of my strong suits is writing, right? So I write most of the blogs for the brand, right? So
Okay, dope.
yeah, yeah. So we'll either we'll be talking about like a topic that's like on our minds, or like you know Omar will be like, yo, we gotta talk about this, or Drew will be like, we gotta talk about this. So it start with like the concept, right? The overarching concept, and then I'll brainstorm like little pieces of what I think about that before I even start researching. You know what I mean? Then I'll get into my research thing, and then you know it's like in pieces, right? So it's
Yeah.
like concept, take little notes here and there. Then I start my research, and then I'll just write. Writing is very like easy for me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if I have like what I want to talk about, it kind of just flows together like
I
that.
love that. That's
Yeah,
fire, man. Y'all
yeah.
have some amazing content on your page. Like y'all have visuals, you have the videos, all that stuff. So how important is it for creators to diversify their content on their pages, and it's just not like the same bland stuff. Like y'all have different things. So how important is that overall?
Yeah, I have to really say shout out to Drew and Omar for that, man, because like they have an understanding of like what people want and like what is a like when you think about what you want your brand to be, you
Hmm.
should have like a few models of that, right? So like
Right.
if you want to be like Puma, right, or Apple, or one of those, like, okay, so what do they do? Like, what do they look like? What do they feel like? And then
Mm.
how do you do that in your own way, right? So, I mean, everybody has commercials, right? Like the
Yeah.
brands that have been around for a long time, commercials, right? So commercials,
Right.
you gotta have commercials, you gotta have merch, you gotta have,
Yeah.
even like down like what your fonts look like. You know what I mean? Like if
That's
you want
true.
like yeah, so like we got the script, right? Because we know script
Details.
is gonna be for a long time. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like it's not gonna be like something trendy and then change it up in 5 years, right? Like we
Yeah.
could have this script like the next 100 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yo,
So
that's
just knowing what you want to look like and just following that. You know?
mm. Hey, that's real, man.
Yeah.
The constant theme of the brand, which I love, is being aware. If you can you break down self awareness? Because I know that that's a trendy word, somewhat. Like people hear that, but I don't think people truly understand what it means to
Yeah.
truly be aware.
Yeah. So yes, man, awareness. So the cool thing about the brand is that awareness means something a little different to everybody, right? So like when we sit down with people for the Are You Aware convos, we always ask them like, yo, what does self-awareness mean to you, right? And then we have like
Mm.
everybody gives a slightly different answer. But for me,
Yeah.
it's really about just digging into who you are, you know what I mean?
Right.
Looking at light, looking at your dark, not judging yourself, getting into when you dig like really, really deep, you'll see that who you are truly is the same thing as God, right? Who you are truly is the same thing as the universe, right? So when you get to know yourself, you get to know the universe. You get to know, or you can flip it, right? When you get to, as you go on your path to learn who God is, to learn who the universe is, you'll find yourself there too. You know what I mean? So for me, that's the ultimate self awareness. And then after you become aware, then it's your duty to fall in love with yourself as well. You know what I mean? So when I love myself,
Yeah.
too, right? Because when I love myself, I'm not judging myself. I know, like, I got some ugly parts to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is, right? Like, I'm
Yeah.
not judging myself, right? So now that I love myself, I could be like, I can meet you, Caleb, and I'm like, yo, like, he has some ways about him that I don't really like, but I
Right.
still love him, though, because I've learned to love myself, right? Like my
Mm.
darkness, my light,
Yeah.
So for me, that's really the North Star, if you will. Like
Mm.
guiding my life, and I try to bring that, to guiding the brand as well.
Oh man, you guys have a great series going on right now. The Are You Aware combos. I love that. What was the idea behind that? How did you guys get that started? I love it.
Yeah, man, I gotta man. Me and Drew were talking about because I like asking questions, right? Like
Yeah.
I usually like being in your seat. You
Switch.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I like asking questions. Like I'll ask people
Yeah.
questions all day. Like if you
Yeah.
if you talk to me on a consistent basis, I'm always asking people questions. So
Yeah.
we have an idea for a series called Rich Conversations, right? Because my name is
Mm.
Rich.
Yeah. I
Uh,
like that.
like a double entendre, right? For like
Yeah.
yeah. So that was the original idea, but then we're just like, yo, how do we bring it to the brand, right? And um we were just like, we really got to talk to people, different types of people, right? Because we want to talk to like people who are conscious,
Mm.
who might be white, people who are conscious, who are black, people
Yeah.
who are in different industries, right? Whether it be branding or merch or beauticians or
Yeah.
whatever, barbers, whatever it is, like just understanding how people apply self awareness to their life. You know what I mean? So we were just
Yeah.
like, yo, we were just like, yeah, yeah. So Drew was like, nah, we got to do it. We got to do it because like we'll have mad ideas. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you got to execute your ideas, right? Because like
Facts.
an
Yeah.
idea is just like anyone can have an idea. The universe is giving those out. You know what I mean? For
Mm.
free. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's like, are you going to put in the work to execute? Your vision. So I'm excited, man. We're our fifth one. I think it's our
Wow.
fifth one on Friday. So
Yeah.
everyone has been every single guest we had been it's been dope, man. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun to
I
me,
love
man.
it. I love
Yeah,
it. Y'all are super conscious. On the past one, y'all had Red Pill. Not too many people even know about Red Pill. So the fact that y'all booked
yeah,
that, I thought was super dope. So where did you guys start getting like knowledge of self? Because to see a brand that has knowledge of self and is still cool at the same time is really
yeah,
dope to see.
yeah. Oh, I appreciate that, man. And you
Yes,
know
sir.
what? That was really a major point that we were like, yo, we have to stick to that. Like,
Yeah.
merge, the consciousness with the coolness, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we're cool dudes, right? Three
Yeah.
black men, cool.
Yeah.
We like clothes, we like music,
Yeah.
we like, we like all of that stuff, but we
Mm-hmm.
like knowledge as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
For me personally, man, my story, my journey, my awareness journey, we call it our awareness journey. It
Mm-hmm.
started about, I want to say like 2008. No, 2006, right? People's awareness journey starts different ways, right? Some people,
Yeah.
like, you break up with somebody and you are miserable, like, oh, I can't live without this person. And you
Yeah.
start, maybe you go to church, or maybe you get in your awareness back. You start reading about, different self-help books or something like that. But
Right.
my thing was, I was like, I wouldn't say depressed because I wasn't clinically depressed, but
Mm-hmm.
I was in a very sad part of my journey. You know what I mean? I was feeling like I didn't really know, not that I didn't know who I was, but I feel like I wasn't really living that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't expressing who I was. I wasn't being true to that. And things that are in your mental will manifest physically, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
had shingles. I don't know if you know what shingles are, but shingles is the chickenpox virus.
Yeah.
It,
Right. Right.
after chickenpox, it stays dormant in the base of your spine, right? So it can come out basically when you're very stressed. It usually happens in older people, but
I never knew that.
like 20, 20 years old. I was like 20, bro, and like I had shingles on my left side, and I'm like, yo, what the
Wow.
hell, doctor? And he was like, yo, are you stressed? And I was like, nah. Like, I was so out of touch with myself. You know what I mean? He's like, are you stressed? I'm like, nah. And then I was talking to my dad. My dad's like one of my spiritual guides, and he was like, yo, pay attention to how you feel and pay attention to what you think. So then like I started to journal more, and like all this stuff started to come out, like all these frustrations that I had, all these, just feeling like I wasn't living in my truth, man, ultimately. So I started researching, like, well, I started reading the Bible, right? Growing up black in America, majority of the time it's like if you're looking for answers, you go to the Bible or you go to
Right.
Christianity or whatever. But so I was reading the Bible, and then I grew up with books around the house all the time. So I was looking at different books. So I was getting into like Buddhism and Hinduism. I was just learning all the stuff that I had no idea about before. So that's really where my awareness journey started, man. And I'm still like that. You know what I mean? I still love reading about religions and
Mm-hmm.
science. I'm a
Yeah.
science. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love that,
that's
man.
the story. Yeah.
Bro, like you actually touched on something which is so important. And I have these conversations like off camera with my friends and family so many
Mm-hmm.
times about mental health, being aware
Yeah.
and being in tune with our emotions. And I think so many times as black men, like we're taught not to tap into that.
Facts.
How do we do better with tapping into our emotions and being honest and, just telling people, hey, like today I'm just not feeling it. I feel down. Or just having like a mentor. Like my mentor, I just spoke to him like an hour ago because I was feeling
Oh,
like stressed out. So
yeah.
I
Yeah.
just think that like how important is it for us as black men to have a black man that you can call to see a therapist if you can,
Mhm.
to just like vent like when you need to. How important is that?
Man, I told you, right? Like I was
Yeah.
there, like my mental emotional state was actually physically manifesting through illness. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it shouldn't take that to make us like cognizant of like what's happening in our mind and in our hearts, right? Like the first thing we could do is like, just like, yo, how are you feeling, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm a man,
Yeah.
if I'm a boy, and I'm like, yo, Caleb, what up, bro? And you like, oh, what's good, man? I'm good. I'm just like, yo, let me like really ask you, yo, how are you feeling, yo? You know
Right.
what I mean? Give you the space to vent, to talk your shit, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Because I got to be there for you as a brother. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't have enough genuine brotherhood, you
Yeah.
know, with each other, man. So I mean, for black men, we're definitely taught like not to. You soft, yo. Like what you crying?
Yeah.
Like what you mean your feelings is hurt, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. What are you talking about? Like
Yeah.
suck that up, yo. You know what I mean? And like that's a big thing that we have to because we do have to be warriors, right? That
Mm-hmm.
is a you know what I mean? Like that is
Mm-hmm.
important for us to be able to, protect ourselves, protect our families, protect the people that we love, but also, we have to tap into our emotional body as well, you know?
Right. I love that, man. And again, mental health is a big thing in our communities,
Yeah,
even with our women, our mothers. How do we as men help them out? Because I know that moms get stressed out because they feel like they got to do everything. And then
yeah, yeah,
girlfriends get stressed out because, they're always thinking about like the future,
yeah.
stability, all those things. So how do you make sure that you're straight and also your partner is straight, your mom's is straight, grandma, aunties,
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah, I think one of the first things is like just seeing them as humans, yo. You know what I mean? Like a big part of growing up is like seeing your parent as a human being, yo. You know what I mean? Because like for so long,
Yeah,
when we're growing up, we think they're like superheroes.
superheroes. Yep.
Nothing bothers them, right? Like, oh, my mom is fine, yo. She be alright, you know. Like, yo, your mom is a woman, bro. You know what I mean? Like, she's a human being, man. And the same things that you feel, she feels too, but she probably won't like show it to you. You know what I mean? So
Right.
me and my mom's relationship grew a lot when I started to see her as a person. You know what I mean? Because like I didn't know what I was doing, but I was projecting so much onto her. Like I wanted her to be like just this perfect mom. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Not saying that she has her own things that she has to deal with too. You know what I mean? So when me and my mom talk now, I'll like, Mom, how are you doing? Like, are you all right? You know what I mean? And she's not really comfortable with her emotions. You know, so she'll be like, oh, I'm fine. So I just
Yeah.
asking questions. You know what I'm saying? So I'll
Yeah.
ask her questions like about this. You know what I mean? To try to like tap into how she's feeling. But yeah, we just got to be there for each other more, man. You know what I mean? Like when you ask somebody how they doing, like really just wait and see how they actually are feeling. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, we don't do that enough for each other.
Yeah, man. I love
Yeah,
that. Man, as a
yeah.
father, what's been some of the biggest lessons that you've learned so far?
Bro, how much? Yo, how much time we got?
Hey, we can go to like 45 minutes, man. We good.
Man,
We
yo,
good.
yo, being a parent, man, it's like when you talk about being triggered, man, like
Yeah.
man, like I didn't know I had so much stuff to unpack, man, until I had my
Mhm.
daughter, man. Like just around things, whether it be like gender,
Yeah.
you know, we're programmed to like want a son. You know what I mean? First, like right out the gate, we want a son, right? I had a daughter out the gate. You know what I mean? And luckily, I've done like a lot of work on myself that I wasn't really tripping on having a girl, but in raising her, man, it's like we kind of raise our girls. We put more pressure on our girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The culture does, you know, and I really just was like, I really just want to raise them kind of similar. I have a daughter and my son. My son is one, but I just want to raise them kind of like the same. I don't want to like coddle him too much, and I don't want to be like super hard on her, right? Because what
Yeah.
happens when we grow up now, you know, girls become women, and women are more used to like handling stuff. You know, they usually coddle their boyfriends or their husbands or
Mhm.
their cousins, you know, and the men kind of just have free range, you know what I mean? Like kind of just, do whatever they want, don't really care how it affects other people because they learn that in childhood. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
No,
Man.
we in our family, we just want, both children to be responsible people, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So man, parenting is very triggering, because like one, your life is not your own anymore, right? Like you gotta wake
Yeah.
up. Like you can't wake up and just chill, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
like, Daddy, I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? Or like
Yeah.
my fine or something. It's like once you wake up, you got to get to it. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that free time that you didn't even know that you really had is not existent, bro. Like it's out of there, you know? So
Yeah.
that was a huge adjustment for me, man, because like I'm a Scorpio. Like
Mm.
I like my time alone. I like my space, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
yo, two children, a wife, you going to school, um, going to work, we trying to do this branding thing.
Mm.
You trying to do this branding thing, like you got to find like maybe 10, 15 minutes, to like maybe meditate, center yourself and get back to it. And so I've learned time management, man. That's probably like one of the biggest things. And also seeing like how, things that I didn't really process in my childhood, right? Like my father, he was very strict. Both my parents were strict, but my dad, he was like, he would lay it down, like he would beat our ass, all types of stuff. And
Yeah.
he had a lot of rage that he inherited from his parents. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'll get in my rage bag. You know what I mean? My daughter will do something. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, yo, I'm acting like my pops, yo. And
Mm.
I didn't like when he did that to us. You know what I mean? So like,
Right.
how am I passing that on, right? But that's me.
Mm.
That's me being angry and not being like, when I'm in my anger, I'm less self-aware. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So
Facts.
I gotta be aware of like when I'm starting to get upset. When
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel away, or I had a hard day at work. Don't bring that shit home to my.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like learning
Mm.
how to compartmentalize things so that I could be the best dad and the best husband that I could be.
Yo, that's powerful, man. And something that you actually touched on is like passed down trauma.
Yeah.
as parents, even in like relationships where people who's like my age, like 21, 22, who aren't even, having kids yet, but in even like relationships, you can pass down trauma from what you've seen from your parents. So how do we address that? Like what tips, could you have for things such as that?
Yeah. Tips for pass down trauma. I would say it could be something little, right? Like something
Hmm.
about how do you deal with new things, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you have a lot of anxiety around starting a new task or starting a new job or starting a new business venture, and it's like eating you up. It's making you feel crazy, right? And a good thing to think about is like, yo, where is that coming from, man? So
Mm.
an easy thing is just like, yo, were your parents, did they breathe life into you or did they take life out of you? You know what I mean? Like, did
Mm.
they tell you,
Yeah.
like, you're smart, you're good at stuff, try that, or were they like more pessimistic, like, nah, that's not gonna work, yo. I don't even know
Yeah.
why you do that, yo. Like, you think you smarter than everybody, like, like because once we start to look at those type of patterns, we can see what of that exists within us. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
Right.
Once you see what's something exists in you, then you can begin to change it. You can turn it around. You know what I mean? So that you don't
Yeah.
pass it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, something like my dad was always late, picking us up from school. Like, oh
Wow.
yeah, always,
No, that's CP time.
bruh, bad, bad. And like the buses are all gone. The teachers is like, yo, is your dad coming, B? Like, is somebody coming to get you, right? Like, so growing up, man, like I didn't realize it until I was like maybe around your age, like 21, 22. I would, if I'm gonna be late for something, I would have all this anxiety, bro. Like I'm
Mm.
like, oh shit, be late, yo. Oh man, I'm gonna be late. I gotta hurry up. I gotta hurry up. Like I didn't know where that came from until I thought like, yo, where is this coming from, man? I'm like, my damn dad was always late. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that put feelings in me that I never processed, right? But not but so I was not processing how I was feeling about that. And then when you're on autopilot, right? So a lot of us are on autopilot. We don't really take the time to like check in with ourselves. So I'm
Wow.
on autopilot. So I'm just reacting now. So I see the time. I'm supposed to be somewhere at 5 o'clock. I see the time is 4:45, and I'm not ready yet. And I'm getting all this anxiety. You know what I mean? Like that's me being on autopilot because I'm not paying attention to why I'm even feeling that way. Right? So
Right.
a big thing about changing the trauma or not passing the trauma is getting into our heads and getting into our minds about the story that we're telling ourselves about who we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we just continue the story that our parents have told us, for better or for worse. Like sometimes, if your parent was good and they told you all these empowering things, you'll tell yourself empowering things. Just that's just
Mm.
how you are. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But
Yeah.
if you're on the other side of the coin and they told you like, you know, really debilitating things, that you start to tell yourself, then you have a really bad story in your mind about who you are.
Yeah. Bro, I
Yeah.
feel that, man.
Yeah.
Bro, as a husband as well, man, when did you know like it's time to just settle down? Because overall, like as a society, like we're taught that you should be having multiple women, multiple
Yeah.
partners, you should be
Yeah.
out here. So,
Yeah.
what made you do the opposite of that and actually want something that's stable, something that's calm? What
Yeah.
sparked that for you?
Um, she put the pressure on me.
In conclusion.
the long and short of it, man, nah, but so we got together, we were 23 when we got together. So we got married at I want to say she gonna kill me, man. I think 27. We got married in 2014. So I think that was 27. But we had so many conversations, man, like about, what marriage means to us, what our relationships mean to us, like roles and what's expected of us and all these things. We had so many convos, and that really helped me to feel like more at ease with the idea of getting married. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because if you like anyone who knows me, that they know me from like when I was like 20 or 18 or whatever. Like, I swore I wasn't getting married, bro. Like, I remember telling my
Wow.
dad, like, yo, I'm never getting married, yo, because to me it felt like prison. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm. Yeah.
people you trapped. You can't be
Yeah.
happy. Like,
Yeah.
you stuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But me and my wife, man, her name is Tolu. Me and Tolu having conversations over and over, like about what it means to get married and
Mm.
Because I was just like, yo, why do you want to get married, yo? Like, I don't understand. Like, we good, right? We good with what
Yeah.
we doing right now. Like, isn't you know? And she's like, nah. Like, she wanted to like. Then we talk about what does marriage mean, right? So for us, you know what I mean? Because everybody's different. Like, I'm not against, polygamy, polyamory. I'm not against any of that stuff. Like, whatever works for you, whatever works for the person that you're with, like as long as y'all agree,
Right.
honey, you know what I mean? But for us, marriage was just elevating your relationship a little bit. You know what I mean? For me, calling her my wife, kind of putting her, putting her in a space that was a little more sacred. You know what I mean? Because I require a certain amount of intimacy in all my friendships. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
with her, it's just, it's a little more, right?
Yeah.
The stakes are a lot higher. You know what I mean? So just those conversations, man. You know what I mean? Like if you're dating somebody, don't be afraid to talk about what it means, right? Don't be afraid to put a little pressure, because my wife
Yeah.
she put that press on me. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
here we are today, man. 2 children later. Been married
Yeah.
for a few years. So and we rocking, man. We rocking out, and I'm still learning her. She's still learning me because like you never know somebody 1,000%. You know what I mean? Like we trick ourselves into thinking that oh, I've known you for 5 years, so I know everything there is to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, nah, because I might change completely in this sixth
Mm.
year. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, are you going to be good? Like, do
Mm.
you give your spouse space? You know what I mean? To be themselves. To find out who they are. To go on their self awareness journey. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
do you give them that space to be like that? And I think a lot of times we don't. Like
Yeah.
you get married to somebody and you expect them to act a certain way. You
Mm.
expect them to go to meals. You expect them to take care of the children. You expect yourself to just be able to work and not really contribute to the household, in a non-financial, way. But a real good marriage for me, a real good relationship, period, is 50-50, or
Mm-hmm.
100, however you want to look at it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
More egalitarian, right? You're co-creators, you're co-partners, riding this train out.
I love that, man. For entrepreneurs who's trying to start their own merch line, apparel brands, what are some do's and don'ts right before they get started? What's some do's and
Yeah,
don'ts?
do's and don'ts. Man, I went to CultureCon. When was that? I went to CultureCon last year, right? And
Okay.
Kirby's he's the creative. Is he the creative? He's like the founder of Pierre Moss,
Mm.
and he was talking about that, like how to start your merch line and stuff, and he was saying like focus on like the creative part first. You know what I mean? Like the art of it, the spirit of it, like what you
Mm-hmm.
want to speak about, and then if you have something, focus on the business too. You know what I mean? But I think a big part of like being a creative is like just creating. You know what I mean? And like try to do something that's gonna last, that's gonna be around. Like don't. I mean, you could come up, you could hit a lick. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
coming up with, like something that's very very trendy. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, you know what I mean. But if you really want to, play for the long run, which I think a lot of us intend to be. We intend to be in this game for the long run. It got to be something important, to
Facts.
you, to our people, to the culture. It got to be something that is powerful that people will want to be a part of. You know what I mean? Like beyond a T-shirt. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
that people who buy into the brand, who buy into the Aware brand, we know like, yo, you're buying this tee, but this tee is kind of just a symbol of like you rocking with the tribe. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Yeah.
Like it's bigger than clothes. You know what I mean? Clothes is important. Like we all
Yeah.
like to get by, but it's like it's something bigger though than that. You know what I
Right.
mean? We're getting that.
I love that, man. For
Yeah.
the creatives out there right now who might be discouraged when they scroll on Instagram and they're like, "Oh, my brand is not growing fast enough, and everything's moving slow." What words of encouragement do you have for people that's currently going through that phase right now?
Yeah, man. I know it's hard for a lot of people who are like, full-time entrepreneurs or even like freelancing, and it's real rough out here, man. But I mean, the cliche thing is like, tough times don't last, right? Tough people do, man. So just just be just be in your process, man, whatever that looks like for you, right? So if you're not feeling really creative right now, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like just, go through your non-creative phase, right? Because I think we spend so much time trying to fight and resist like what we're feeling, you know what I mean? And that kind of stretches out the process of us being where we don't want to be. You know what I mean? Like you have to things come and things go, right? We have to be able to let, you know, things come and things go, man. Like we're not gonna be in this situation forever. You know what I
Facts.
mean? Like you gotta tap into your creativity, you know, and you know, and figure it out, man. That's what we always talk about, like figuring it out, yo. Like, damn, what we gonna do? I don't know, man. We got to figure it out, man. You
Yeah.
know, and I think from the branding side, man, like when COVID first happened, we were just like, man, we can't push people to buy like teas and shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that just really feel organic to us, man.
Mm.
Like we like, all right, so we got to pivot. You know what I mean? As a creative, you always have to be able to pivot. So we was like, all right,
Facts.
so we'll do these Are You Wear combos. We'll do the Sunday tune up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
let people know that, you know, like we'll still give added value. You know what I mean? Like give
Yeah.
content. You know, show that you're important and that you actually care about people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's crazy though, because like we still been getting sales, but like that wasn't something that we were focused on, you know, so
Right.
much. Because we know people, it's a very uncertain time. People are checking their pockets, people are checking their accounts. Like, yo, you know, I mean, why would I spend, you know, 35, 45, 55, $60 on a tee or a hoodie or a hat when I gotta buy groceries?
Yeah. That's
You
real.
know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Love that, man.
Yeah.
And you actually hit on something that I thought was important of making that pivot and also connecting with your consumers, with that audience. How important is it for creators to understand that that relationship is so important and that it's so vital? Like, how do you connect and build that core with your supporters, audience, followers, all of that?
Yeah. I think it goes back to like what's your vision, you know, for the brand,
Yeah.
man? Because like, you know, I mean, the truth about it is like some people are just not in it to they're not in it for the long haul. They don't really care about people. They don't really, you know, give two shits about how people feel. They just want to make a
Mm.
sale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For us, our thing was different. You know, we know the work that we're doing is very important to not only to our immediate, our lives and our immediate circles, but you know, we know that the waves are rippling out, you know, further than you know we could even, you know, imagine that it would. So staying true to the vision, man. You know what I mean? Like the vision, the point of the vision is to be like your north star, to guide you when in the storms, to guide you when you're unsure, to guide you when you don't maybe you don't really believe in what you're doing. You know what I mean? But
Right.
what is the vision, yo? Go back to the vision. Go back to the mission statement. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yo, for us, it's self awareness, self love, man. And it's like that's gonna always need to be talked about.
Right.
Always gonna need content. That's always gonna and that will never die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we could remix it so many different ways. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like being a creative is like really tapping into like the soul of who you are. You know what I mean? And letting that come out. You know what I mean? And then figuring out how to sell it, figuring out how to promote it. You know, all of that comes. You know what I mean? You could learn all that stuff, but you can't. It got to be organic though. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like
Yeah.
you got to tap in. You got to tap far. You got to tap into your soul and share that with the world. You know what I mean? And the world will respond. You know what I mean? Because that's ultimately what the universe, what God, whoever you want to say, that's what it wants. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It wants to manifest in the physical reality. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it does for you through your ideas, through your brands, through all of that stuff. So stick to the plan, man. Like Big Sean says, man.
Yeah, that's big
Yeah.
facts, man.
Yeah.
So far throughout your awareness journey, man, what's been the most fulfilling moment for you so far?
My that's a good question, bro.
Yes.
Um, the highlights of my life, man. Definitely getting married, you know, because that was for me, that was like the culmination of like having a healthy relationship, you
Mm.
know, with myself and with my wife, you know. So that was a really high point, and we had a dope ass wedding too, man. Like,
That's what's up.
you know, mostly everybody who we love was there in the building, you know what I mean. So like that feeling, bro, is like crazy. Like everybody coming together in love, and because they love you, they love
Mm.
not only they love you, but they love like the union that you have. Like that's
Yeah.
amazing, right? That's one. You know, the birth of my children, of course. You know, um, and then you know, me and Drew really deciding, like when we really decided to like, yo, we're gonna go like and do this. You know, the Aware brand. That was like that was a crazy feeling for me, man, because like for so long, like if I could talk to my younger self and give my younger self advice, it would just be like, yo, do that shit. You know, like
Yeah.
all the ideas that you have,
Yeah.
yo, do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you know, me and Drew agreeing to do Aware is like it was just like man, because sometimes I forget that I'm a creator, bro. You know what I mean? Like I get
Yeah,
caught up in the 9 to 5 and so caught up
yeah,
doing everything else other than creating. And it's like, if you're a creator, you're a creator. Like that's your blood. You know what I mean? Like
mm,
that's who you are. That's you can't not be a creator. You can forget that you're a
yeah,
creator, but you can never not be that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So like with aware keeps me in my bag, man. Like
mm,
aware, like stay sharp. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
gotta like always have to be looking at art, looking at clothes, looking at
mm.
design, looking at color palettes and colorways, and it. I just love it, man. So yeah, getting married, my 2 children, and when we decided to go forward with the Aware brand.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Every single morning when you first wake up, what's that one thing with the Aware brand that drives you every single day to create more and just like get after it? What drives you every single day?
Yeah. Um, so when I wake up, man, my first thought is depending on the morning, right? So
Mm-hmm.
usually my first thought is thank you, right? But
Yeah,
if I had a long night or something like that, I wake up, my first thought is like, shit, man, and then it's like, all right, but thank you, yo, thank you. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Thank you to the ancestors, thank you to you know the everything that I'm here and I'm breathing and I'm active, right?
that's right.
For the brand, man, I just like I love art, man. Like I just love everything about like like black people, black culture. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah,
inspiration, I find it anywhere, man. Like I'll get on Pinterest, I'll get on Instagram, I'll get on, look at old pictures like that's in my phone, or I'll see somebody and talk to somebody, and like everything is awareness, bro. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like I feel like everything that I experience, in my day to day, it gives me more insight into who I am. You know what I mean? It gives me more
yeah,
insight into who God is and what life is about. So I feel like, I will never lose inspiration, for, like
yeah,
to create, because like I said before, like if you're a creator, you can't not create. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
you could lose inspiration, you could lose, the sight, you could lose sight of who you are, for a little bit, but like I don't know, man. I just love this shit, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like I love it. And like music, I love like everything. Everything goes back to the Aware brand for me. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, yo, how can we apply this? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Level up the brand. Yeah.
that's fire, man. Rich, before we go, last question, man.
Yeah.
But thank
Yeah.
you for such a great discussion.
Yeah,
Awesome, man.
bro.
Awesome. Anytime, bro. Last question, man.
Yeah, yeah.
What's next for the brand? And also, where can everybody keep up with you, the brand? How can everybody follow you? All that good stuff.
Okay, cool, cool. So everybody follow me, you know what I'm saying? Tap in with me. Aura Bright is my name. Aura for like, the light that shines from within. I always want my aura to be bright. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I don't want to come in a room and like be on some dark shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
yo, who is this guy? I don't want to be around him. Like feel good around me, right? So
Yeah.
that's what the whole Aura Bright thing is about. Other than that, the Aware brand, no spaces, no anything, just the Aware brand. That's where we're at. We usually try to post like every single day. Um, and let me see what we got next, man. Really, really, man, we're really working on like just doing what we do, but just doing it like more consistently and just
Mm.
doing it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so, like with the Aware conversations and the Sunday tune up is the newest thing that we're doing, and we're really having fun with that. Like as creators, yo, you could do a million different things, right? But it's
Yeah.
like, yo, what are like 5 things that you can do very well and do it very consistent? You know what I mean? So we're just focusing on consistency. Um, we got some new merch coming out that we're
Okay.
excited about.
Yeah.
We're always up in the lab. Me, O,
Yeah.
and Drew always something up. Yeah, man, just doing what we do, but just doing it better, man. You know what I mean? Nothing really out. Like we're not going on like a world tour with Aware Convo like
Yeah.
that. But just doing what we do, doing it better, man. Really, that's really it.
I love it, man.
We
Rich,
trying
this
to be legends
live.
out here. Yeah,
Say it again.
I said we trying to be legends out here, man.
Oh
So
yeah. Hey,
yeah,
I hear you, man. I hear you,
yeah,
bro.
we're
And
ready.
Rich, bro, you killed this. This live, it will be saved. It will be saved. I have this posted on YouTube like within the next 3 to 4 days, probably. I have IGTV clips of this posted all
We're
throughout the week. So I got
ready.
you, man.
Hard, man.
Hey, I try to, man.
Yeah, yeah, I
Content
see.
is king.
Yeah, yeah. It is, bro. It is. Shout to Dame Dash, man. Content is king. That's
Yes,
real.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
sir. Rich, man, keep doing what you're doing, bro. We appreciate you for real, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah, thank you, man. This is cool, man. Anytime you want to, do it again, man, I'm with it, man. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
I'm
So,
here.
appreciate you.
I'm here, man. Hey,
All
you and
right.
the family, y'all be safe as well.
Yeah, you too, man. Stay healthy, man. Drink
Thank
your
you.
water, bro. Drink your
I
water.
will. Yes, sir. You
Oh, love.
be good. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Yeah.
Y'all, that was such a great discussion. Once again, my name is Caleb Smith. I'm the host of the 3 Milli Podcast. If you guys can, follow us right now. Follow us, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate you guys so much, and this interview will be posted on YouTube within the next 3 to 5 days. Much love. Share this conversation. Peace.